let's tackle a question that honestly is probably on a lot of our minds, especially if you use a personal device for work. Is my computer watching me? We're going to dive into how this hidden software gets there, and more importantly, how you can actually find it. So let's just ask it point blank. Is your computer, your phone, your tablet, is it watching you right now without you having a clue? It sounds like something out of a spy movie, right? But as we're about to find out for literally millions of people, the answer is yeah, it is. And just how common are we talking? Well, since the big shift to remote work back in 2020, the use of employee monitoring software has just exploded. It's jumped by over 50%. So this isn't some rare fringe thing anymore. It's gone totally mainstream. So why is this happening all of a sudden? To really get a handle on the risk, we first have to understand, how this software even gets onto our devices in the first place and what it's actually built to do. Okay, so this software usually gets on your machine in one of two ways. The first way is totally above board. We can call it transparent. Your company tells you about it, you agree, and you can see the app. No secrets. But then there's the stealth approach. This is the sneaky one. It's installed secretly, maybe hidden in a system update without you ever knowing. And that's where the privacy nightmare really begins. So what does this stuff even do? Well, it's designed to create a perfect digital diary of everything you do. I'm talking about keystroke logging that captures every single thing you type. It takes regular screenshots of your screen. It keeps a full history of every single website you visit. And it's all neatly packaged up for productivity analysis. And don't picture some shady, back alley hacker tool. Nope. These are slick, professional, commercially available products. You've got companies like TerraMind, ActiveTrack, and these others here. They market themselves as legitimate business tools, to boost productivity and keep things secure. All right, knowing what's out there is step one. But now for the part you've been waiting for. How do you actually find it? So let's open up your digital detective kit. It's time to learn how to check your own devices for any of these unwanted spies. And you don't have to be a tech whiz for this, really. No matter what device you're on, the detective work follows a pretty simple pattern. First, you look at what programs are running in the background right now. Second, you check what programs launch automatically when you turn your computer on. That's a classic hiding spot. And finally, you check if your device is phoning home or sending data to any weird servers. So, this little chart tells you exactly where to start digging on your specific device. For instance, if you're on a Windows PC, your best friend is the Task Manager. You're looking for any unfamiliar processes eating up your CPU. If you're a Mac user, you'll do pretty much the same thing, but in the Activity Monitor. Now, for your phone, it's a bit different. On Android, you're on the hunt for apps with way too many permissions. And on an iPhone or iPad, the biggest red flag is finding a management profile that you definitely don't remember installing. Okay, so what if you actually find something? What are the rules of the game here? This is where we get into the really tricky territory of what's legal versus what's just plain invasive. Just because a company can monitor you doesn't always mean they're allowed to. So where's the line? The legal line usually comes down to two big things. Who owns the device, and did you give them permission? It's generally considered okay on a company-owned computer for business reasons, and, this is key, when they've clearly told you about it. But it gets real sketchy real fast when it's on your personal device without your consent. And it's especially bad if it's recording your private non-work stuff. To really see what happens when that line gets crossed, let's look at a real-world story. This is a powerful cautionary tale about how trying to monitor productivity can go spectacularly wrong. Okay, so get this. A firm secretly installed this software on everything, including their employees' personal phones. But the overreach was just insane. It was capturing keystrokes, turning on webcams, and tracking location 24/7, even on weekends. Well, the employees found out, and the result? A massive class action lawsuit that ended up costing the company $3.4 million, not to mention completely destroying all trust. It's a huge warning sign. So all of this brings up the most important question. How do you protect yourself? Let's walk through some real, proactive steps you can take to build up your own defense wall for your privacy. All right, here's your 5-point defense plan. First, know your policy.
I know it's boring, but actually read your employment contract. Second, create digital separation. Even just using a different web browser or user account for personal stuff can make a huge difference. Third, practice good permission discipline. Go through your apps every so often and see what they have access to. Fourth, always keep your software updated. It patches security holes. And finally, if you have a really bad feeling about something, get an expert to look at it. It's just basic digital hygiene, really.
And after all that, we're left with this huge fundamental question about where we're all headed. As technology keeps blurring the lines between our work lives and our home lives, who's actually responsible for drawing the line between productivity and privacy? Is it the company, the government, or is it you? It's a tough one, and something we're all going to have to figure out. Thanks for sticking with me for this explainer.